Hello, it's Sherry Lynn. Another contribution to the YouTube channel. We're going to talk about the self-proclaimed first modern, or maybe ever, fine artist in the wax seal world, Kathryn Hastings. She has a company called Kathryn Hastings Co. Kathryn Hastings is her artist name. She has a different legal name, which you can find on her site. And this is according to me, number one, I think she really wants to bring back intentional communication and letter writing to the world. And she has kind of centered her business around that idea. It's best to go to her About Me section in her website to find out more about her mission. But I want to go over, I'm going to skim over all of her offerings and we'll do a deeper dive into the wax seals section because that's really what I focus on. So she does a lot with wax seals. She also has wax that she sells, and she special orders them herself. They're made in the Salish Sea, which I think is the state of Washington, but maybe I'm wrong. Somewhere around there, Pacific Northwest. And according to her, her wax has 5 times the amount of pigment that other waxes do, and she considers it very high quality. You can get, I think, about 6 or 7 wax sticks, 4 inches tall, for anywhere from $37 to $42 for that pack of like 6 or 7. She also has a sample pack that you can get that's, I think, close to $500, and then you can get all of it, like a set of every color, and that's more in the $2,000+ range. I have purchased her wax. I have a set of it, 1 set, and I've used it. And I've compared it to other manufacturers of sealing wax. I will say it's definitely high quality. It comes out thick and creamy. The colors are great. And, you know, you can make a great wax seal with her product. Do I think that the price point, which is significantly higher than where you can get elsewhere, is justified by that quality? It depends on what you're seeking. Like, if you love the color that she's offering, then yes, it's totally worth it. If you like the fact that you're purchasing from a small business that is located in the United States of America and in North America, then it's absolutely worth it. If you are simply looking at wax quality to wax quality in terms of just pouring a seal and stamping it, probably not. You can get a similar wax quality from, I believe it's called Artisaray. I might be butchering that. And Simply Rita has great ones too. I compared her mattes with Artisarays and a couple other brands, the Kathryn Hastings with all these other brands. And I've asked probably about 50 people to like tell me which one is, you know, the highest quality one based on color, based on feel, look. And I mean, quite frankly, everyone has a different answer. There's no consistent answer with that mini study that I've done, you know, for the untrained eye, right? And that's honestly what wax seals are. They're not going to people that are like, you know, materials experts. They're going to people whom you love typically. And are they going to be like honing in on the quality of your wax? Probably not. But again, like sometimes you purchase from someone for different reasons. It's due to, you know, a small business. It's due to a woman-owned business. It's due to a business that's located in America. It's due to a product that's made in the United States, or at least North America. So, you know, just understand that, is it worth it? Well, it depends on the consumer. Okay. She also offers, I have a list because she needs a list, has lots of wax seal stamps. She has both modern and antique you can get from her. She does some commissions every year where she'll do a custom wax seal stamp for you. She'll do a peel and stick stamp. So that's where she's already poured it. So kind of like something like this, and you get a pack of them and you pay her. I'm not sure how many are in a pack, but they range in the $100 range on her site. So you can check that out. KathrynHastingsCo.com. I'll link it in the description box below. And she does stuff for weddings and events. And I believe she uses her antique wax seals to like make peel and stick seals for those, but it's very inquiry only based. So she might do even more. Okay. She has some wax seal tools on her site. Powders you can use, tools you can use, you know, scissors. She has some stoves, both metal and wood. What else does she have? She has stationery from very, very high quality paper from different parts of the world. I think she really knows her stuff with that. She sells journals you can get. She has a blog. She has a newsletter, which I've signed up for and I love reading. She has a podcast. She even has retreats. So whether she's having one or has already had one in Seattle, I think they're going to Europe in the coming years, and those do sell out. Then she has a lot of courses. So I'm going to read off some of the courses. She has one where you can make wax seal pendants, but make them into silver. And you can take her course called The Art of Wax Seals. She has a course on two-tone seals, which is something like this, like how to do it, is what I imagine. And then she does stuff with wax seals and dry paper, and she has another course, and I can't remember what it is, I think. Those courses are generally less than $100. The Art of Wax Seals is $350, so I imagine it's more comprehensive. But so she does a lot with letter writing and wax seals. She has a strong background in the art world. And the other thing with her wax seal stamps is that they tend to be limited quantity. Some of them are even collector's editions, which means you get put in some sort of collector's register. There's only so many made. I think there's even an artistic signature on them, if I am understanding this right. For the record, I'm not in the art world in terms of, you know, formally, or the art history world. So I would definitely go to her site for this information. But she makes a lot of really intricate wax seals that you can buy that I personally think are similar to ones you could find in the antique market. And again, typically limited quantity for a lot of them, or some of them. She recently came out with something that I have, is called the Étuí. Okay, so this is the Kathryn Hastings Étuí. From what I understand, an Étuí is a small case to carry things. If I'm right, you can look it up. I feel like this is similar to like an antique one you would get from France, but maybe I'm wrong. Again, I'm not a historian. So you have the Étuí. She's only made 99. You can get it polished or unpolished. And she has her artist signature on it. And let's see if I can find it. I know it's here. And I think it might be here too. For some reason, I have this vague memory. Yeah. It's also here. And then you get a number that's on here of like what number your wax seal is. And again, you're in a register, collector's register. And you get 3 what she's calling pennies. And a penny is kind of like a wax seal stamp that's two-sided that fits perfectly in the Étuí. Okay, and this is like upside down. This is her spring one that's no longer available, and I don't think is ever going to be. That's the rabbit, and that's the basket. So the Étuí, when you buy it, comes with 3 pennies. And those pennies only come in the original Étuí. So if you want the pennies, you have to buy the Étuí. So I can show you some of these. She has this, and there's a statement on there. And they tend to be in a different language that I don't remember what they mean, but you can go to their site, her site, and she'll explain it. This is my favorite one. I don't know, I really like that one. Here's another one. Go where I wish to be. This is my other second favorite right here. I just love that. It just reminds me of like being regal. And then we have the bow. Okay, so you get, okay, this one, sorry, does not come with the Étuí. It is a separate one, okay? So the three that come with the Étuí are this one, and it has the male, go where I wish to be. Go where I wish to be, yeah. And then you have this, okay? And the other one that comes with the Étuí is this one. And I think that means my little cabbage, which is super cute. Then she's coming out with a penny, I believe every month, and it has something to do with the moon, like the new moon or something like that. And that's where you can buy a tablet. And it's, again, limited quantity. So now I'm gonna show you the three I have that are limited quantity. So it's this one. This is, again, my second favorite. Okay, sorry for the bad lighting. Then we have this one. This one I really like because it has to do with like remembering people. I really want to do some work with this one. So it's about, and then here's this, I think the spring one, that's what I call it. This one's way more detailed than any of the other ones. So this one's sold out. I think you can still get these other two, but I think this is sold out for forever. I don't think it's coming back. So when it comes to some of her stuff, once it's gone is a thing. So with the Étuí, essentially you store the ones you're not using in the cylinder, and it holds, I think, 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it holds 6. And then the 7th is on the bottom. So that's what I love about it, is like you get so many seals in one thing and you can just have it. One thing Kathryn has talked a lot about with this Étuí is that like it has good energy to it, like it just feels good in your hand, and she's spot on right. I didn't quite understand what she meant by that when she was advertising it, but now I get it. So I have some of her stuff that I can show you that I've done. So this is the My Little Cabbage. I think that's what it's called. Okay, cute. And then, what else do we have in here? I'm gonna see what I have. Oh, here's the bunny. That's cute. I wish I could get better lighting. I'll have to figure that out, you guys. Super cute. Try to get a better picture of that. Then we have, here's the basket that I'm actually working on painting. I'm not done, obviously, but it's super cute. And then this is a cut in seal that I did, so of the bow. So I pressed it in white, cut it out, and then I pressed it in blue. So, you know, hers are definitely stamps that look more antique. I feel like that's what her vibe is. And with her stuff, the pour and scrape technique generally doesn't work very well. It will probably depend on the actual image. Like the star you could probably do, the bow you can do, but the ones that are just more intricate, I think it's just too hard. And the writing on the actual Étuí is tiny, tiny. So when I've tried to do, you know, the pour and scrape and then press, The letters just don't come out very well at all. And that's okay. I don't feel like that's why it was made. I think it was made to be an heirloom, to be have pennies with heavy meaning, and super high quality. She says these will last hundreds of years. I mean, quite frankly, it's metal. Of course it will. I think any metal will last hundreds of years, but you know, the idea is that this is an heirloom, okay? And this Étuí with the 3 pennies is currently going for $1,333.33. Maybe that has meaning to her too, I don't know. She does have a welcome 10 discount code that can be applied to this should you seek to invest in one. And it really does have a great feeling. It has a good like handle feel. It's hands down my favorite seal to press in terms of like the tactile sensation. She's a big fan of carrying this around with you and like taking it with you everywhere. I did try that. It was just, you know, I'm just kind of a busy businesswoman and it was too heavy in my purse. But I can understand why she does what she does for sure. But I love my Étuí, and it, you know, her price points for her stamps are definitely, I think, the highest in the market. Her stamp prices are in line with antique wax seals. Frankly, you can get a single antique wax seal from the time of Jane Austen for a similar price point that you can get a modern wax seal from Kathryn Hastings Co. I mean, that's the reality. It's in the same pricing world. But again, like, you're getting something that is likely made in North America from a woman's small company in limited quantities. And so I think it's the rarity of her work and the quality of her work and the materials of her work that you're paying for. But I do find it funny that there's like a wax seal you can get that was made in modern day, and due to a choice by the producer to have limited quantities, is pricing the exact same as the same or higher or slightly lower than like a seal you could get from the time that Jane Austen was living. Like that, I don't know, for some reason that like kind of bewilders me, but at the same time, like, it's about the art, it's about the rarity, it's about the artist. You know, there's different reasons why the price point is what it is. I use my Étuí pretty much every day. So in my intro video, I talked about having, you know, doing a wax seal every day, maybe for 5 minutes. And this is typically, if I just need to do it and I don't have a lot of time, I pull up my Étuí because it's on my kitchen counter all the time. I have a nice little like display with it. It's on like a platter with other decor. And, you know, it's just easy. I get my torch out, pour my wax, press my stamp, kind of get into that art mode to set my day in the right direction. And yeah, I often get it out. I use this definitely every day, sometimes multiple times a day. Okay, she also has other wax seals that are single stamps that are very intricate. They are typically bigger than that Étuí, and often in limited quantities. Sometimes she'll even do a sale where you don't see what the seal is. She just calls it a thing. Like, I think she did one about strawberries, one about, I think, lilies. Very recently did a blind sale, very limited quantities. If you get it, you get it, kind of a moment. And if that's your jam, go for it. As far as the expense of Kathryn Hastings, one thing people have to understand is that expensive is relative. So her market is for people who can pay that price point. And I think we all need to give some love and understanding to that fact, that there's different audiences and that expensive really is relative. Okay. What else are we talking about? She also does lives on her Instagram where she'll talk about different things. She even, I think, has like a small group of people where they get together and do like letter writing on like Zoom or something like that. So she's the good one to follow because she's always offering different things, different ideas into the world of wax seals and letter writing, etc. One thing I love about Kathryn Hastings Co. is her passion and her desire to make high quality North American made product. And I think a lot of us should invest in that a lot more because, again, our dollars go further when you invest locally. And to me, locally can still be within your own country, or within North America, right? So check out Kathryn Hastings Co. It's definitely a more regal world than some of the other manufacturers, but you know, that's her vibe, that's her brand. And check it out and see if any of those things you want to invest in. Because, you know, I've done it and I've had a great time with it. It's been awesome. Have a great day. KathrynHastingsCo.com. Bye.